Now, the age-related loss of muscle mass and function has several deleterious effects, such as a reduction in the quality of life and increased incidence of falls, often leading to hospitalization. With the percentage of older people continuing to rise, it's crucial to develop therapies to increase muscle mass and function in older adults. And Dr. Paulo is here with us today to tackle this challenge. Now, Dr. Paulo, we know that exercise, physical exercise, weight-bearing exercise is important in building muscle throughout life. But is it the same in older people who already are losing muscle mass?
Well, resistance, what people call resistance training, builds muscle mass in the following way. So if you provide your muscles through your diet with the building blocks, which are amino acids, the resistance training stimulates the production of muscle protein.
Okay.
That's how it works. Now, with the aging people, as well as with obesity, in case of obesity and inflammation, what happens is that there's something called anabolic resistance.
Okay.
So the activation of the production of muscle protein is not as efficient as it is in younger people, given the same supply of building blocks.
Okay.
So in this case, there's nothing to do with diet.
Right.
So you supply the same amount of building blocks, and you might even do the same amount of exercise. However, the muscle response is not the same.
Now, Paulo, the population studies have shown that the consumption of fatty fish is positively associated with muscle function in older populations. We often hear about omega-3s and things like that. But let's elaborate on this to understand more clearly the detail of it.
Yes, so population studies have shown that, as you said, there is a connection between the consumption of fatty fish, generally speaking, and the maintenance of muscle mass in old age, as well as function.
Okay.
This has been borne out by laboratory studies, animal studies, and there is human research as well. For example, there is an 8-week trial which showed that muscle mass was increased in terms of a group of people that were taking omega-3, long-chain omega-3 fatty acids. And there's also a 6-month study that shows that grip strength was increased, which is one of the parameters that is used to measure muscle function.
Okay. Now, Paulo, you mentioned fatty fish. I mean, is this any fatty fish that we could be consuming that would have some impact?
Yes. So that's tuna, that's salmon, the typically known fatty fish that have a high content of long-chain omega-3 fatty acids.
Right. So we've spoken about omega-3 quite often. I mean, it's definitely an important aspect of diet, nutrition, possible supplementation. But now there's another one that we haven't spoken about, which is quite an interesting one called krill. What exactly is krill? Because this seems to have a slightly more advanced action.
Yes, so krill means whale food in Norwegian. Krill is a crustacean which looks from far similar to a shrimp or a prawn, but it's not in the same type of family. They grow up to about, I think, 6 centimeters maximum in length. They are the near sole food of the great blue whale. I think that's the name of the whale. But they're also eaten by other fish, such as squid, such as salmon, sardines, and so on. And the best type are found in very cold waters, as in the Antarctic waters.
Okay.
So that's my knowledge.
Your understanding of krill. So what is in the krill that makes it different? I mean, is it also a source of omega-3 fatty acids, or is it something beyond that?
Correct. So what has happened is that krill oil, as opposed to salmon oil, for example. So krill oil also contains long-chain omega-3 fatty acids, but the difference is that 65% or more of these are in the phospholipid form. If you remember, when we discussed before, we spoke about the ethyl ester form, which is the worst form, which basically means they take fish oil and they join it with alcohol, mix it all together, and that's why you get the taste and the burping and everything else. It's not, and the absorption is very low. Then you have the triglyceride form, which is the form that you find it in the fish when you eat it, which is the form found in all other fatty fish. But krill oil, contains at least 65% of the omega-3 fatty acids in phospholipid form. Remember when we spoke about liposomal delivery? We take a substance such as vitamin C and we put it inside a liposome, a phospholipid, so that will help absorption. This is like nature doing it.
Absolutely.
So, and the balance is in triglyceride form, which is also a very good form. So that increases absorption and, of course, bioavailability. The other thing is that krill oil contains choline, choline is not a mineral, nor is it a vitamin. It's just a compound, usually grouped with B vitamins. But choline, in terms of muscle health, it promotes contraction of the muscle because it has something to do with the regulating the amount of calcium inside the cells. Okay. It also contains a substance called astaxanthin.
Okay.
Mouthful, because, which is a carotenoid. Okay, so it's a red pigment. It's actually what gives the pink color to salmon.
Okay, okay. And the same sort of thing that's in carrots and beetroot as well, the same bright color.
It's different pigments of different colors, so it's the same family. But what it does in krill oil is that it promotes the regeneration of mitochondria. Imagine muscle cells have many mitochondria within each cell because they need to produce a lot of energy, all right? And it also reduces the death of immature muscle cells before they become mature muscle cells.
So they get beyond
the apoptosis, we call them myoblasts. So these two substances are crucial for muscle function and development.
Okay, great. So now, Paulo, is there evidence as such that krill oil is in support of the development of muscle mass?
Yes, for sure. So there's a lot of research. One of them was conducted by the Department for Cardiovascular and Medical Sciences of the University of Glasgow, in conjunction with universities in Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, and Australia. And it was published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2022, in April 2022. Okay. And so they measured a couple of parameters. It was a large study of large duration, and the size of the group was also relatively large. And it was found that it increased muscle mass. It increased parameters such as knee extensor strength, which means that the front muscles of the thigh have become stronger, as well as grip strength. Okay. So it showed that krill oil is a very effective strategy to ward off this loss of muscle function and size that comes with the aging process. Okay. By the way, this research was done in people older than 60, in healthy older people. Okay. So what it shows us is that what I discussed at the beginning, that the anabolic resistance is overcome by the supply of the krill oil and the omega-3 fatty acids in the krill oil.
Okay. So, Paulo, we've put into our Real Health Medicine cabinet a product called Phytopure Krill Oil. What makes this particular product one worth considering if you're going to go this route?
Well, the krill oil inside this product is Phytopure Krill, which is a patented, or rather uses a patented form of extraction. It extracts the oil from krill, which is caught in Antarctica, and it is probably the best krill oil in the world at the moment. So what they do, they've got the patented system uses low temperature, which reduces the possibility of oxidation of it going rancid, all right? And then it also removes the salts that give it the odor and the smells and everything else. Right. So it would be a very good product. Yes.
Okay. Now, Paulo, is this a product that you would be taking in older age once you see the impact of sort of muscle atrophy and things like that? Or is it something that you might start to take a little bit earlier on if there are any signs that you are not maintaining muscle mass?
Well, generally, prevention is better than cure.
Absolutely.
Okay, first of all. Secondly, remember, we have discussed omega-3 fatty acids in terms of muscle loss and function. But remember, omega-3 fatty acids, they've got functions in the brain, in the cardiovascular system, and everywhere else. So, and also remember that these omega-3 fatty acids are not obtainable from diet.
Okay, yes.
This is what we call marine omega-3.
Yes, yes.
Well,
if you eat a lot of the...
unless you have salmon on a daily basis, which most of us do not. So they're not regularly available from diet. So the supplementation shouldn't be something that you wait for until.
Yes, okay.
So you should, if ideally, you should prevent.
Right. Yeah. So this could be an alternative choice to a traditional omega-3 supplement that you may already be taking?
Certainly.
And safe for
what you could do is you could cycle them.
Okay. So you're getting the best of both, really. Yeah. Is it safe for anybody? Should anybody be cautious when taking a product like this?
Generally speaking, with omega-3 fatty acids, the general recommendations are that if anyone is on blood thinners, they should consult their healthcare practitioner. Otherwise, it's...
Great.
Anyone could take it.
And Paulo, available? Where can we find it?
I'm sure it's available in health shops and pharmacies.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Never heard of krill oil, I must be honest, but it's great to get some insight around it.